In the past 10 months, this channel grew tenfold, and I'm so glad that you could be a part of this. In today's episode, I'll talk about how we got here, bringing a new perspective that brings permaculture and urbanism together, and of course, lots of videos. Now, a number of viewers have asked why this channel isn't already a lot bigger. And while I'm glad for that vote of confidence, the channel is a little bit self-limiting in terms of how fast it can grow. But we will get there. Speaking of growth, I'll give you my secret growth plan for how we'll get our next tenfold increase and what we'll do as we grow beyond that. Welcome to Edenicity. Best practices for sustainably abundant cities. In the very likely event that you're new to Edenicity, this is a design show about upgrading existing cities to reverse the sprawling land use that goes well beyond cities into the agricultural sector that has wiped out half the life on Earth. Edenicity merges permaculture, which is an ecological design system for homesteads and farms that is practiced by over 1 million certified designers throughout the world, and brings it together with what's really been its arch nemesis so far, which is urbanism, or large-scale design of cities, including transportation, energy, sanitation, and so forth. It's really a tragedy that so little has been done to bring permaculture, that is to say ecological design considerations, to bear on the large systems of cities so that they work together to give us optimum results. In the end, Edenicity is meant to compete with the status quo by providing car-free, transit-oriented, mixed-use, energy-secure, and food-secure cities, yes, producing all of their food and energy within city limits, which realizes so many efficiencies and advantages that it can compete on price, convenience, safety, health, and quality of life by design. Now, I know it sounds pretty unbelievable to think that we could actually accomplish anything like this given the current state of the world and the current state of cities. But the 118 videos on this channel so far go into quite a bit of detail on just how we might do that. But let's focus in on the past 10 months. We had several big accomplishments, not the least of which is 37 new videos and 8 shorts. These include 4 videos on climate migrations, which brought in about half of the subscribers, 4 videos on energy security in cities, 5 videos on urban design, 5 videos on urban planning, 7 videos on housing, 8 videos on food security in cities, and 12 videos on the ecology of transportation. In each of these playlists, we're not just looking at the problems by themselves, but also in how they connect to all of these other topic areas. We also launched a Patreon community with free resources such as the Edenicity map. Let me show you how that works. If you go to the Edenicity website and click on Map, it takes you to the Edenicity World Map. This rates different areas of the world by their Edenicity score. That's a rating from 0 to 100 of a city's Edenicity, which is a measure of a city's economic and ecological abundance. The way this works is you go to this link here, and I'll post these in the description and eventually in the pinned comment, and then you choose the best description of your city, and then your score appears here. And when you join the Edenicity membership on Patreon, even for free members, you can then put your Edenicity score on the world map. And you just click this link here to take you to Patreon. And for paid patrons who have decided to financially support Edenicity, all 118 episodes are available ad-free. We've covered a lot of topics in 10 short months and grown tenfold because this is starting to be a really vibrant community centered around a really vibrant set of topics, most of which are not that new, but which have not been brought together with the intent of making them work as well as possible together. This would be both the soft ecological side of cities and the hard systems side of cities. Now, exciting though this growth has been, there have been some built-in limitations that have held this channel back. Let's explore those for a moment. First of all, obviously the low budget. I would do so much more if I had the travel budget to show you all the various projects in the world that have much higher Edenicity ratings. For now, we're going to stay a little bit more in the realm of theory and work with Google Earth to fill in the gaps before we jump on a plane and hit the road and start to really explore where this concept is going throughout the world today. We've also had organic growth, which for people who are really excited about permaculture urbanism can be excruciating. You see videos from this channel and resonate with them and think, well, why aren't these getting the visibility of some of the bigger urbanism channels? Well, everybody starts somewhere, and we are on an exponential growth track, which is wonderful, but the early stages of that growth can be very hard to distinguish from hardly any growth at all. week to week, month to month, it doesn't seem like we're growing much. And then you look back on it from 10 months and it's a lot. So all I can say is just hang in there. The next limitation is one that I have no intention of solving. And that is that in Edenicity, I insist on positive topics and civil discourse. On this channel, we have not canceled, mocked, or harshly labeled anyone. And that does not sell particularly well. The episode that did best so far touched on the undercurrent of doomerism that you find everywhere in the world these days. And that was the climate migrations episode. Now look, I love sarcasm as much as the next person. I have tons of biases and I enjoy put down humor. But these are a poor fit to making cities abundant for people while healing the planet. So toward that end, you know what? I'd love to see an honor roll of urbanist and permaculture channels that don't cancel or insult individuals or groups of individuals. If you know of any, post them in the comments, and I may do a community post summary in the future. And our final limitation is that this channel, by its very nature, is interdisciplinary, so it's hard to niche down. We haven't found a single format that we can just sort of crank out episodes and be assured that there's always going to be an audience. We're covering a wide variety of topics and trying to bring them together in a coherent whole. So our ability to lock in on trends and always deliver a consistent product is limited by the very nature of what we're trying to do, because it's so new to bring these things together. But over time, as the concept gets more defined and the path to making it real becomes easier to understand, this will become a niche in its own right. Let's move on to our secret growth plan. To get to 100,000 subscribers, hopefully in the next 10 months, we'll need to zoom in even further on this concept of bringing permaculture and urbanism together. We'll be exploring a lot more new formats and topics every month. And of course, there'll be a lot more videos. Long term, this is the exciting part where you get to be part of something. As we push beyond 100,000 subscribers, now we begin to acquire branding power and we can go after partnerships and start building Edenicity in real cities. And I want you there with me every step of the way. Thanks so much for watching. Check out these videos if you've got a moment, and Edenicity membership if you haven't already. Take care, stay green. See you next time.